In a small backyard space no larger than 3 square meters, something incredible happens every week. What many people would see as a tiny patch of soil becomes a powerful source of fresh food. In this small garden, my family harvests vegetables every week, proving that you do not need a large farm to grow healthy food at home. At first glance, 3 square meters may not seem like much. But when the soil is prepared correctly and every part of the space is used wisely, even a tiny garden can become surprisingly productive. Everything begins with preparing the soil. Before vegetables can grow, the ground must become a living, fertile foundation. The first step is clearing the space. Weeds, grass, and debris are removed so the natural soil underneath is fully exposed. Once the surface is clean, the soil must be loosened. Hard soil prevents roots from expanding and limits the movement of water and air underground. Using basic gardening tools like a hoe, a shovel, and a garden rake, the soil is turned and broken apart by hand. Clumps of earth are crushed until the ground becomes soft and crumbly. As the soil opens, it begins to breathe again. Air moves between the particles of earth, and water can soak deeper into the ground, creating the perfect environment for roots to grow strong. Healthy gardens also need nutrients. Organic compost is mixed into the soil along with aged manure and natural plant material. These ingredients improve the soil structure, release nutrients slowly, and help the soil retain moisture. After mixing everything well, the soil becomes dark, rich, and full of life. Earthworms may appear, and the ground feels soft and fertile. This is when the garden truly begins. With the soil ready, the planting area is organized carefully. Even in a small space, planning makes a huge difference. Sections are created so vegetables can grow without competing too much for sunlight, nutrients, and space. Leafy vegetables such as lettuce, spinach, and arugula are ideal for small gardens. They grow quickly and can be harvested multiple times. These crops are planted in rows with enough spacing for the leaves to expand. Root vegetables are also planted. Carrots, radishes, and beets grow underground while their leaves reach toward the sun. They use the vertical space of the soil, making them perfect for maximizing productivity. Next come compact fruiting vegetables like tomatoes and peppers. These plants grow upward and produce harvests for many weeks. With simple support stakes, they grow vertically and save space in the garden. After planting, the soil is watered deeply so seeds and roots settle into place. This first watering signals the beginning of the plant's growth cycle. During the following days, the garden may appear quiet. Beneath the soil surface, seeds absorb moisture and begin transforming. Tiny roots push downward while shoots grow upward toward the light. Soon the first green sprouts appear. Small leaves break through the soil, announcing the arrival of a new garden. Sunlight becomes one of the most important factors in success. Most vegetables need several hours of direct sunlight each day. In this backyard, the plants receive bright morning light that fuels their growth. Through photosynthesis, plants convert sunlight into energy, building stems, leaves, flowers, and eventually the vegetables that will feed the family. As the plants grow, simple maintenance keeps the garden healthy. Weeds are removed regularly so they do not steal nutrients. The soil stays moist but not overly wet. Mulch is added around the plants to protect the soil. A layer of straw or dried leaves prevents moisture from evaporating too quickly and helps regulate soil temperature. Over time, the garden transforms dramatically. What once looked like an empty patch of soil becomes a dense green space full of life. Bees and beneficial insects begin visiting the plants, helping pollinate flowers. This is essential for vegetables like tomatoes and peppers to produce fruit. Soon the garden reaches its most exciting stage. Small vegetables form where flowers once bloomed. Tiny tomatoes appear on the vines, peppers develop beneath the leaves, and underground carrots and beets quietly grow larger each day. Harvest time begins sooner than many expect. Leafy vegetables like lettuce and spinach are harvested first. Instead of removing the whole plant, only the outer leaves are picked so the plant continues producing. This method allows fresh greens to be harvested every week. Radishes grow quickly and are ready in just a few weeks. Their crisp roots are gently pulled from the soil. Soon tomatoes change color as they ripen in the sun, and peppers grow larger on the plants. The small garden becomes full of color and life. Harvesting becomes a weekly routine. A few tomatoes, fresh lettuce leaves, some radishes, and maybe a pepper or two. What began as a 3 square meter patch of soil has become a reliable source of fresh vegetables. The harvest is brought inside, washed, and prepared for meals. Salads become fresher and dishes more flavorful. This tiny garden proves an important lesson. You do not need a large field or expensive equipment to grow food. Healthy soil, sunlight, water, and patience are enough. 3 square meters may seem small, but when used wisely, it can feed a family week after week. Over time, the garden continues improving. Each season, the soil becomes richer, and each harvest teaches new lessons. In the end, this small space becomes much more than a garden. It becomes a place of nourishment, learning, and connection with nature. 3 square meters. One small garden. And fresh vegetables on the table every single week.